Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to Congregation Shered Zedek, coming to you live from the Rabbi Burkle Chapel in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. My name is Matthew Leibl. I'm one of the rabbis here, and it is my pleasure to be back with you for another Friday night service. Kabbalat, Shabbat, and Aravit for Shabbat. Wherever you are, thanks for inviting me into wherever you are and tuning in either through our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, or our website, szwinnipeg.ca. Again, the website, szwinnipeg.ca, is where you can go to find Sidurim to follow along with all of our services. We do Shacharit, Mincha Mariv all the time, every day. And you can log on and find our Friday night Sidur, as it is labeled, our Friday night Sidur to follow along. If you happen to have a hard cover of it, it is the Sidur Chadash. Where's mine? Sidur Chadash looks like this. Or you can have it on PDF form online. Page 174 is where we start with a psalm in lieu of Mincha, and then the Mourner's Kaddish, and then into the formal beginning of Kabbalat Shabbat. If you're with us on the Facebook or YouTube page and channel, you can chat. We love to hear you. More piano, please. Hopefully that'll take care of it. Page 174, Psalm 30. Mizmor shir chanukah bayit leDavid armim chadonai ki litani velo simach lo oivai li. L'man yizamercha chavod v'lo yidom Adonai Elohai le'olam odeka. Mourner's Kaddish can be found in the Sidur on page 124 or page 176. Before we turn to Shabbat, Friday, the fourth day in the Hebrew month of Kislev, is a day on which we remember the following people. Louis Bendit, Yehuda Leib ben Moshe HaKohen, Celia Hendler, Cyril Bela bat Avram, Helen Kahane, Hinda bat Yaakov David v'Sarah, Ruzika Rose Kahn, Rachel bat Chana, Morris ben Sion Lipson, Moshe ben Sion ben Menachem Tzvi, Nancy Manuso, Chana bat Aryeh Leib v'Shoshana, Miles Sheldon Robinson, Meir Shalom ben Zachariah Yitzchak, Louis Ruzen, Eliezer David ben Dudi Ufega, Manya Sukharov, Samuel Warrior, Shlomo ben Yosef. From One More Candle, the organization that helps us remember the 1.5 million children who perished in the Holocaust by ascribing a name of a child for every day of the year. Today we have two, Zosia Adler and Blanca Adler. All these souls of blessed memory. Also this week, we honor the memory and mourn the passing of Luba Zalkind, Liba bat Henoch Verochel, and Menorah Waldman of blessed memory. And we also remember Hannah Geller, who passed away in Israel October 25th. Of blessed memory. Mourners and those observing Yortzeit are invited to rise for the Mourner's Kaddish. Again, page 124, or page 176 in the Sidur Chadash. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'galal v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shmei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Again, welcome, Bruchim Habayim. Great to have so many of you along. Feel free to chat throughout the service. Let me know if there's any problems or if you have any thoughts. Or if there's a Friday night tune that you really, really, really want to hear, I may even take a few requests. We're on page 22. We begin Kabbalat Shabbat with a good one to get us started. Lechu Neranena, page 22. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzuri sheinu, nekad ma'afanav betoda. Naria, naria, letzuri sheinu, bismirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Continuing silently, page 22. Ki gadol Adonai, Melech gadol hakol Elohim. Three lines from the bottom. Arba'im shana akud bedor v'omaram to'ei levavhem v'hem lo yadu derachai asher nishbati ve'api im yivon el menuchati. Page 24. Shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo, basru miyom liyom yeshuato. Shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo, basru miyom liyom yeshuato. Continuing silently. Sapru v'goyim foro b'chol amim nifotao. Four lines from the bottom. Yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz. Yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam umelo. Yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam umelo. Ya'alo sadai, sadai, ya'alo sadai, sadai, ya'alo sadai v'chol asher bo. Haziranenu, haziranenu, haziranenu kol atzeiah. Haziranenu, haziranenu, Aziranenu kol atzeyar. Lifnei Adonai kiva lishbot haaretz, yishbot tevel b'tzedek, ve'amim b'emunato. Page 26. Adonai malach tagel haaretz. Really nice to see so many people who are on. Try and give some shout outs here. Let's see. The Stern family, Louis, Deb, Max, Sawyer, Shabbat Shalom, Yerach, Phyllis, Lawrence Fleischer. Is that Larry? Oh, very formal. Lawrence. Roberto, Shabbat Shalom to you, Roberto. Marina, Shabbat Shalom, Rena. Marvin, tell me if it's better now. Pauline, Shabbat Shalom. Jackie, the judge. David, Sarah, Sandy, Marvin, great to see you all. I see Terry feeling a little under the weather. Yes, we will send you prayers for Refuah Shalema. Lie down for sure. For sure, lie down. Enjoy. You can listen. It's okay. We want you to feel better. Judy, Barb, Yuda, Erev Tov, Gam Lecha, Yuda, Shabbat Shalom. You're dancing, Ani Roket, I love it. Janet, Erev Tov to you too. David, which Tzadika Tamar do you want? I will do it. Let's continue. Page 26, the bottom of the page. It is so nice to see all of you on here. Even those of you who are not chatting, it is all good. You do what you like. That's very important. Bottom of page 26. Or zarua latzadik u'liyishrei lev simcha simchu tzadikim badonai ve'odu lezecher kodsho. Page 28. Mizmor shir l'Adonai shir chadash ki niflo asa. Zamru l'Adonai v'chino. Lifnei Adonai kiva lishbot haaretz, yishbot tevel b'tzedek, ve'amim b'mei sharim. Page 30. Adonai malach yirgezu amim. Romemu. Bottom of the page, page 30. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehakodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Nomi, Shabbat Shalom to you as well. Great to see you here. Thanks for joining us. David, I don't know which traditional you mean. Do you mean the slow one, or do you mean Sadik Katamar Yifrach? Gotta let me know. Page 34 is where we are. Page 34 is where we are. Invite you, wherever you are, to get on up. It's the last psalm before Lecha Dodi. Tradition is to stand for this one. You may recognize it from the Torah service, but on Friday night, I was always taught use a special tune, a Sephardic melody for this Mizmor LaDavid. Page 34. Mizmor LaDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim. Havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz. Havu l'Adonai kevod shemo. Ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod. Hirim Adonai amayim, amayim, amayim rabim. Amayim, amayim, amayim rabim. Kol Adonai bakoach. Kol Adonai behadar. Kol Adonai shover arazim. Vayishaber Adonai et arzei alvanon. Vayarkidem kemo egel levanon. V'sirion kemo ven revim. Kemo ven remim. Kol Adonai chotzev lahavotesh. Kol Adonai yachil midbar. Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh. Kol Adonai yechol elayalot. Vayechesof yeharod uvechalo kulo merkavod kulo merkavod kulo merkavod. Adonai lamabu yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech leolam. Adonai oz lemor yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Et amo v'shalom. Please be seated. Shabbat shalom to Barb and Sid. Thank you for joining us. Saying hi on the chat. Great to see you. David, I got it. I got you. David has made his first request of Kabbalat Shabbat. If you've got requests for some special tunes you'd like to hear, send them on in. I'll try and get them out there for you. An all request live. For Lechad Odi here, beginning on page 38 and continuing on page 40, I like to do the whole thing. Some people pick and choose their verses. I like to do the whole thing, and I change it up with a couple of different melodies. It's a medley of melodies. I've been doing these three for a while. They're kind of my favorites. If you've got other ones you want to hear, sing them into your phone and send them to me, or send me a YouTube link or something like that. The first one's by this rabbi I discovered in this pandemic, the singing rabbi, Rabbi Josh Warshawski. I thought it was just a beautiful version. We'll start with that. We'll go to the middle one, will be the one that I call the Hasidic one. And then the last one is the Craig Taubman one. Lechad Odi, page 38. Lechad Odi, likrat kala penei Shabbat. Kabbalat Lechad Odi likrat kala penei Shabbat Kabbalat Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmiyanu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet, velitila lecha dodi, likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela lecha dodi, likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machashava techila lecha dodi, likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi, likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech hir melucha kumeitzei mitoch hafecha, ravlach shevet be'emek havacha, vehu yachamo alayichem lecha dodi, likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela lecha dodi, likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Hinari me'afar kumi, livshi bigdei tifartecha hami, al yad ben yishai beidalach, mi karvayel nafshi ge'ala, lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekavela, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Page 40. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orech kumi ori, uri shir daberi, kivod Adonai alayich nigla, lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekavela, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lo tevoshi velo tikami, ma tishtochachi u'ma tehemi, v'achechesu aniei ami, v'nivneta ir al tila. Your part. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. V'hayu limshisa shosaich, v'rachako kol mevalayich, yasisa laich Elohayich, kimsos chatan al kala la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekavela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekavela. Yaminu smo tifrotzi, Bet Adonai taritzi, al yadish בין פרצי, ונשמחה ונהגי, לה 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 לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. I invite you now for this final verse, wherever you are, get on up, stand up, turn and face the door. It doesn't have to be east, wherever the door is. And as you get ready for this verse, where we're going to close with the words, Boi chala, come in, my bride. We imagine the Shabbat bride coming through these doors into wherever we are, our house, our apartment, whatever room we're in. Maybe you're in an office, maybe you're at a cottage, maybe you're parked in your car. Wherever you are, that door, Shabbat is coming through that door right now in the form of a beautiful, glowing bride, and we can welcome her with this one. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzohala, toch emunei am skula, boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, Pene Shabbat Nekavela. Please be seated. Okay, Sarah, I see your request. I'll try and work on that for next week. I hope I remember. And yes, I suspected that the official Lawrence was Larry and Glory together. Shabbat Shalom to the both of you. Thank you for being with us. Okay, so let's get seated and comfortable. 2 psalms left after Lecha Dodi, that real high part, the high point of the service. We got to kind of ease ourselves out of it after that Lecha Dodi high. We do that with 2 psalms beginning on page 42. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, להודות לאדוני זמר לשמך העליון. הנה אוהביך אדוני, הנה אוהביך יאבדו יתפרדו כל פועלי עוול. 4 lines from the bottom of 42, we have the words, Sadik hatamar yifrach. The righteous will flourish like the palm tree. My friend David asked for this one. I try to accommodate the requests I know in real time. I love it, so it doesn't hurt that I love it. Sadik hatamar, the Lewandowski version. Bottom of page 42. Tzadik hatamar yifrach, ke'erez bavanon yizkeh, shtulim beveit Adonai, v'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun b'seva deshenim v'rananim Lehagi Ki Yashar Adonai Tsuri Tsuri Velo Avlatabo. Thanks, David. Page 44, we will conclude Kabbalat Shabbat with some Nusach and Psalm 93. Adonai malach keut lavesh lavesh Adonai ozida zarati goneva batimo Eidotecha nemnu me'ol levecha nava kodesh Adonai leorech yami. This concludes Kabbalat Shabbat. We still have the evening service, Arvit or Ma'ariv if you prefer. Both terms are acceptable. The evening service and the official beginning of Shabbat from a liturgical standpoint is just around the corner. But first we pause. And to help us make this transition from Chol, from the days of the week, to Shabbat, sacred time, sacred space, sacred place, we'll recite the Mourner's Kaddish. Turn our thoughts to Shabbat, which is this week, the 5th day in the Hebrew month of Kislev, the 5th of Kislev. And we'll remember the people from our community and congregation we lost on this day, their yortzeit. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 124. All those who are observing a yortzeit or in mourning are invited to rise for the Kaddish. If you don't hear a name for someone who is on the 5th of Kislev with a yortzeit, please type it into the chat if you can so we can read his or her name out loud. Abraham David Kalnitsky, David Avraham ben Shmuel Leibl, Mordechai Einhorn, Chaim Mordechai ben Yosef, Rose Lillian Caliph, Rachel Leah bat Baruch Gershon, Goldie Leibovich, Zahava bat Yitzchak Veroza, Rachel Lehman, Rachel bat Avraham Abba, Minnie Lurcher, Malka Leah bat Shlomo Vasura, Idol Okol, Sarah Polsky, Sarah bat Leibl, Isaac Rosenberg, Yitzchak ben Melach Ubela, Muzia Tabak, Malka bat Zalman, and from one more candle, Salomon Adler. All these souls of blessed memory. Again, I'll invoke the names of those we lost from our community and congregation this past week. We honor their memory as well. Luba Zalkin, Liba bat Henoch v'Rachel, Menorah Waldman, and Hannah Geller. Again, page 124 for the Kaddish. All those in mourning or observing a yortzeit are invited, please, to rise. Yit gadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, Huyaseh Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. I'll invite you to remain standing if you were standing for the Kaddish, or to get on up. We can all stand together on page 50. The evening service, Ma'ariv, begins with the call to worship, also known as the Baruch Hu. Face east and bow with me if you can. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. We continue silently, page 50, until the words Umavir Yom. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila. Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamidim loch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'aravim. Page 52. Ahavat olam bein Yisrael amchavta. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, v'hem negei yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatcha tasir mimenu lolamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Let's join together, page 54. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha. Vayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech u'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha ve'ayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. We move on to pages 56 and 58, which we will do silently, working our way through the second and third paragraphs that make up the full prayer, 3 biblical passages that make up the Shema. I invite you to continue. 56 and 58. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 60. Emet v'munah kozol k'v'yam. Ooh, just a little past halfway down the page 60. Umalchuto beratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe v'nei Yisrael lechanu shira b'simcha rabba ve'ameru chula mi chamocha va'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora Tehilot Osef Eleh Malchutcha ra'u v'necha bokeyam lifnei Moshe Ze'elianu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed ונאמר כי פרענה יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני. קהל ישראל. We move ahead to page 62. This special paragraph is added for the evening service because we don't wear a talit ever in the evening service except for one time during the year. Yom Kippur, Erev Yom Kippur, we wear a talit. I wear it on Friday night just to kind of get me in the right mode, but we don't wear it. And instead of the talit, which we wear in the morning, we have this beautiful blessing that begins and changes a little bit, actually, the very ending of the wording for Friday night. I should point it out. But this Hashkivenu prayer replaces the talit. True story. The way I like to do it, I like to combine two melodies. First, the Craig Taubman, then it captures the first line, the Hashkivenu, and then later 3 lines from the bottom, it captures the Ushmort Seitenu. And then we morph into Zev Malberger's setting for Ufros Aleinu, right after where that later part picks up. Hopefully you'll follow along. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. 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 Skip down. Ushmor Tzeitenu Uvoenu Lechaim Ushalom Me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. V'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. V'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen, amen, amen. I invite you to rise again wherever you are. Get on up, page 64. V'shamru. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael ot hi leolam ot hi leolam. V'shamru Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledorotam Berit Olam Ki Sheshet Yamim Asa Adonai et HaShamayim ve'et Haaretz ve'shamru Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledorotam Berit Olam Uvayom HaShvi Shavat Vayinafash Shavat Vayinafash Shavat Vayinafash Veshamru Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledorotam Berit Olam. You may be seated, if even just for a minute, to catch your breath, unless your custom is to stand for Chatzi Kaddish, because that's the only thing standing between us and the standing Amidah. Tried to use standing a few times. All Amidah recitations are standing, of course. The silent Amidah is around the corner, but first, page 66, Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkada ve'yitkada Shemei Rabbah Ve'amad yivrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael Ba'gala uv'hizman karim ve'imeru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'alam u'la'amei amaya Yitbarach ve'yishtabach V'par v'roman v'naseh V'tadar v'tale v'talal Shemei dekudsha Brichu Leila min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata dahamiran be'alma v'imeru Amen. Now we've reached the silent Amidah. The Amidah in an evening service, whether it's Shabbat or during the week, is always a silent Amidah. So we invite you to use the Siddur if it works for you, the Hebrew or the English. Page 68 is the traditional opening, just patriarchs. Page 69 includes the matriarchs, which is how we do it when we do it out loud here at Congregation Shered Zedek. Hebrew or English, follow the Siddur through. If the words of the Siddur don't do it for you, please be encouraged, feel encouraged and empowered to use your own words of prayer as we take a few minutes now for silent prayer, introspection and reflection. As we've now hit Shabbat together, let's continue this feeling into our own personal prayers for the silent Amidah. Ashiva Ruach Morida Gashem. Modim anachnu lach shatavan ma'alevei avoteinu. Yom kivinu lach no klum yivarach Baruch atah Adonai atoshel el lehodo. Oseh Shalom Bimroma. Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Himru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael. Mimru Amen. Some people have the custom of standing all the way through to the Kiddush. It's 10 pages. You can do that now if you like, or take a little bit of a rest and we'll stand together for Kiddush on page 90. But we are on page 80. That's where I got the 10 pages from, and it is Vayechulu. Vayechulu hashamayim ve'haaretz v'chol tzeva. Vayechal Elohim vayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishpot vayom hashvi Mikol melachto asher asa Vayevarech Elohim et yom hashvi Vayekadesh oto Kivo shavad mikol melachto Kivo shavad mikol melachto Asher bara Elohim Asher bara Elohim laso. Page 82. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Agadol Hagibor ve'anora Kohen Elyon Kohen Shamayim v'aretz. Shabbat Shalom to Priscilla. Magen Avot bidvaro Mechaye Meitim b'ma'amaro Ha'el HaKadosh she'en kamo Ha'meniach le'amo B'yom Shabbat Kodsho Kivam ratza le'aniach lahem Kivam ratza le'aniach lahem Lefanav navod b'yirav v'fachad V'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid Mein abrachot el hahodahot Adon Hashalom Mekadesh Hashabbat Umvarech Shevi Umeniach Bikedusha Lehamedu Shnei Oneg Zecher Lemaaseh Vereishi Page 84. Thank you, Barbara. Shabbat Shalom. Page 84. The last of these little moments. What they did was, it wasn't enough for just to read these kind of paragraphs as part of the silent Amidah. Because it was silent, we got to do them out loud. The last one is probably my favorite. Page 84. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ritzei v'imnuchateinu. Kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha v'ten chelkeinu b'toratecha sabeinu mituvecha v'samcheinu b'shuatecha v'taher. That's your part. V'taher. V'taher, v'taher libeinu le'ovdecha be'emet. V'taher, 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 v'taher libeinu le'ovdecha be'emet. V'hanchileinu Adonai Eloheinu Be'ava uvratzon Shabbat kodshecha v'yanuchuva Yisrael Mekadeshei Shemecha V'taher 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 libeinu le'ovdecha be'emet V'taher V'taher libeinu V'taher V'taher libeinu V'taher V'taher libeinu le'ovdecha be'emet Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 86, Kaddish Shalem. Yigara v'yigara shemei rabba be'alma divrach teva michbachu teva chayechon ve'mechon chaydecho be'Yisrael b'agala b'zman kari ve'imeru amen yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'alam ulam me'almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yidromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei nekudesha. Pardon me. Brichu leila min kol berchada v'shirata tushvechata v'nechamata damiran b'ama ve'imeru amen titkabal tzlodhon uvodhon decho Yisrael kodam avohon divishmaya ve'imeru amen yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen oseh shalom b'mramav Uyaseh shalom, Haleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, amen. We made it, page 90, Kiddush. I'm always aiming for Kiddush right at 6:30, if not a little earlier. I think I did okay today. Let's see what the gents have brought out today. Whew. Oh, I'm going to take another whiff of that. Definitely Concord grape, Manischewitz. No question. The year, though, I could have sworn they opened up a brand new bottle for the 2017, but this doesn't smell like 2017. Anyway, I'm trying to give you all a laugh. A little shtick that I did the last couple of weeks. Hopefully you subscribe to our emails. And you can check out our videos, our Uplift series, with our videos that go out a couple times a week, but always on Fridays as part of our weekly wisdom, kind of our Friday afternoon mail out to get you ready for Shabbat. I got a chance to do a video again this week. There's really nothing I want to add to it. That video message is exactly what I would have said for a toast. With this Torah portion, which is Toldot for this week, all about Yitzchak. Just thinking about Yitzchak, Isaac's name, a timeless name. You know, it never goes out of style. There are Isaacs from the 1600s and from the 1700s and the 1800s and 1900s. Still a very, very popular boy's name for babies born now. And just like Isaac doesn't go out of style, neither does laughter and the power of laughter, which is what Yitzchak's name is all about. The name of one of the patriarchs, one of the forefathers of Jewish tradition, embodied is all about laughter. Now, his life wasn't really anything to laugh that much at. I mean, when he was young, he was bound by his father, almost offered up as a sacrifice. When he was old, he was deceived by his son. But in between, there were good times. He honored his father, as we read specifically tomorrow, by redigging up all the wells his father had dug, but the Philistines had stopped up. And of course, he meets Rivka, Rebecca. Love at first sight, the first love story in the Bible, the first love story in history. So, if there was anyone who knew about how to balance and get through the hard times, how to focus on and celebrate the good times, how to laugh, I think the story of Isaac reminds us of that. So go watch the video if you haven't already, and hopefully you've seen it. But this little toast is to laughter, which has been synonymous with the Jewish people as a way, I believe, of us continuing to survive. Right now, we're in survival mode, not just as Jewish people, but as humanity. So don't forget to laugh. Maybe the best place to laugh is at yourself. I know it works for me. So to laughter, to staying positive, to getting through this together with things like Kabbalat Shabbat and 2018 Concord Grape Manischewitz. Please rise, grab whatever you've got to drink. Maybe you've got some Manischewitz yourself or something else. Let's make Kiddush together and look forward to a Shabbat where we can have peace, where we can have learning, where we can have laughter. Page 90. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'avav ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'avav ratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat Amen. L'chaim, l'chaim tovim u'shalom. Thank you for the nice comments. Everyone on the chat, it has been an absolute pleasure. Wherever you are spending your Shabbat, however you are spending it, I am almost certain you're spending it in isolation. So hopefully the light of the candles gives a little bit of light and warmth in the darkness of wherever we are. And that this Shabbat is a special Shabbat. You can always tune in and join us. Tomorrow morning, our Shabbat morning service has countless celebrations as part of our Torah service. Every aliyah is given away for some kind of special commemoration. There will be some yortzites, but there are anniversaries. I believe there are some birthdays. There's going to be a lot of singing, a lot of things to be grateful for, a lot of blessings to count. So it starts at 10 o'clock with us, Torah reading at 11, Torah reading from Parshat Toldot. And we'll learn more together about Yitzchak, Isaac, and some of what he did, which often gets overlooked because his father and his son were such huge characters, but tomorrow we'll get to focus on Isaac, on Yitzchak, and we hope you'll join us 10 to 12, 12:15 for Shabbat morning. Tomorrow's service, evening service for Shabbat, no longer with the time change. Do we have any Torah readings on Shabbat? We don't do Mincha, we do Mariv with Havdalah, tomorrow night beginning at 6, and on Sunday, 9 o'clock for Shacharit, 6 o'clock for Mincha Mariv with our man Bill Wiseman. Susan says, Shabbat Shalom, thank you. Yudas, how sweet it is. May you all have a sweet and wonderful Shabbat. Exactly. Jackie, Shabbat Shalom. Oh, thank you so much. Let's add a little more melody to the very end. Stay on your feet if you can. It is page 118, and it's Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu gigoye aratzot, velo samanu kimishbechot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegoralenu kechol hamonam. Vanachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim veyosed haaretz umoshav ikaro bashamayim imal shchinatu zo begovei meromim hu Eloheinu einod emed malkeinu efesulato kakatu v'torato v'datayom v'hashevota el levavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim bashamayim imal ve'al haaretz mitachat hein od. Page 120. Al ken negavlecha. Ki amalchut shelcha hi ulo me'atim loch becha havod kakatu b'tortech naim loch leolam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad, u'shemo echad. I'll invite you to remain standing as we conclude the service on page 124 with Mourner's Kaddish. This is our final Kaddish recitation of the evening, and our custom at Congregation Sheret Zedek is to stand together and recite these words together, mindful of all the souls, never mind in the world, but even in our community alone, who have no one to say Kaddish for them. And so we say Kaddish for them together on page 124. Again, thank you all of you for inviting me into your lives for the last hour and a bit. To bring Shabbat in together, it is just a tremendous honor week after week. I look forward to it all the time, and it's because of you. So thank you so much. Page 124. Yit gadal v'yit gadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach, Le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal. Shmei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom u'mivorach. Thank you. See you next time.